Welcome. It's time with Gramps, and today's special guest is Drone Girl from Ireland. First time I've ever spoken to Christina. If that's all right to call you that, or Drone Girl, it's up to you.
Yeah, hi, how are you?
All right, thank you.
It's very freezing and cold in Ireland. How is it? Whereabouts are you?
In Cleethorpes in the UK, on the east coast. It's near Grimsby, the fishing port. We've got one in. We've got 4 people watching. We've got Kentucky Ranger says morning all. So, Drone Girl or Christina, could you tell us a bit about yourself, please?
Well, as I've actually have said it before, I am originally from Latvia, but nearly 2 decades ago I arrived in Ireland. And anyway, this is my home now, and the drone sort of hobby. My husband was flying. Well, we first purchased the X340. I don't know if you're familiar with the drone.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a very kind of gimmicky, well, not gimmicky, but it's got no gimbal on it. So when you fly, it's all very rocky, the footage. But anyway, so I kind of asked him to have a go with the drone, and then I literally took over. And that's how I started to fly drones.
And
been a drone since himself, so.
Yeah, and how long have you been flying drones now, Christina?
I think it's now. I think it's about 2 years now. I think it is.
Yeah, because looking back at your videos, it's just over 2 years ago, and your first video has had 2,100 views so far. So
probably, yeah.
Yeah, and you know, because I always do research, and looking through your video playlist, you wasn't long before you reached the 1,000 mark of subscribers, which really surprised me how quick you reached that mark. But what intrigues me most is that watching all your videos of Ireland, how picturesque Ireland is. I mean, I've been to Ireland about 4 times in my life, north and south. But when I visited, never had a drone. But to see some of those castles and those historical buildings that you filmed, remarkable filming, you know. So what I was going to ask you, Christina, is do you know of any other women drone pilots around?
Thank you for your nice compliments. No, I don't actually know. No, I don't think there's many drone women in Ireland at all. I don't think so.
Yeah, because I've done research on YouTube putting in women drone pilots, and there's only your channel that comes up. So, you know, I'm wondering whether there are any more throughout the world, you know, because it seems to be a man-dominated hobby at present. But with you as a drone pilot, you know, I mean, you are superb. You know, I mean, the drones you've owned, the DJI, the Yuneec, you know. So which one do you prefer?
I really love the Mavic. The Phantom 4 obviously would be, you know, it's a good drone as well, but I think it's a lot noisier. And the Mavic is like literally you connect and up you go. There's no time wasting at all. Whereas let's say with the Phantom, quick as well, but it takes that maybe a minute. Like if you're in a hurry to take a quick or a photograph of whatever you are, then Mavic it just connects literally immediately. And I love that about it. And I love that it's tiny as well. It's so handy. You know, pop it in the bag over the shoulder, and it just works perfect. Superb. I love it. That's what I love about I love technology. I don't know if there's that many women that maybe love technology. You see, I used to work in aviation, and helicopters was kind of like the draw to it. So I think, you know, that's why I kind of love it, anything that kind of flies up in the air.
Yeah, because I believe you worked for Ryanair for 10 years.
That's right, yes, Ryanair as a quality assurance auditor. So I used to travel quite a lot around Europe and quite a lot in UK as well. Well, all over UK basically.
Yeah. So, how do you see your channel growing within the next few years then?
It's difficult to tell, is because the time changes and you kind of have to change with the time. I just love what I do and I will continue what I do. I love exploring, and I think my little 4-year-old son, he loves it as well. These little journeys that we kind of go on to. So we haven't been able to get out now for about 2 weeks because the weather's been bad. But yeah, it's always fun to go out and then kind of find out about the place.
Yeah.
I think that's the draw, and hopefully that a lot of people like that kind of part as well, what I do. And, you know,
yeah,
as long as I have some followers, then doing it. Yeah.
So, does Buzz at all fly? Has he had a go of the Phantom or the Mavic?
Who?
Yeah, your son.
Oh, my son? No, not at all. No. He's only 4.
Yeah,
So,
I know, you know, getting started early. I see he's used the camera. He's done a little bit of filming, so he must have an interest with you because he comes out with you on all your flights, doesn't he?
yeah, he's asked me so many times, so can I have a go? And I'm like, not yet. It's a little bit too early because I don't want him to crash. And, you know, I know a child could even fly that drone because it's that easy to fly, but you still need to watch out where you go and not to crash into trees and etc.
Yeah.
Around, you know, that's the main thing. I think I saw somewhere that someone had flew right above Dublin City.
Yeah.
And people around. I don't know. Maybe he got an IA permission. I don't know. But that would be a big no-no. It's not allowed. It doesn't matter what size the drone is, but you're not allowed to fly in the cities. That's why I don't fly in the cities. That's why most of my videos are coastlines, and I think we've lost connection. Hello? Yeah. Yeah, I think we've lost connection. Hello? So anyway, let's talk about the weather. The weather is getting better. I hope I can get out very soon. I don't know if you can hear me or not. Let me see. Are there any messages anywhere? I can't see it. I cannot see. What happened?
Sorry about that.
That's okay. Something went.
Connection. It went down. So, Tia, my next door neighbour's on video. I've using it.
Okay.
Unusual that my internet goes down. Very rarely goes down. So I do apologise for that, everybody who's in the chat. 10 viewers. Apology, isn't it?
Yeah, it's terrible when the web goes down, because we had our web down for a couple of days. It's like you're out of. It's like you're missing something, you know, missing part of the world.
It is.
I think we're gone again. I think we're gone again. Can you hear me? Whoops. Can you hear me? No.
Sorry about this again. It keeps on going down, Christina.
Pardon?
It keeps on going down. My internet keeps on going off.
Okay.
For some
we're
reason.
back.
So I'll try. If it goes off again, or should we cancel it for another day?
If it goes again, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, then I will see if it works this time. Again, letting all these people down. They've all been looking forward to this interview with you. One of the best ones. Good day today. We put yes, Jeanette, we are, and drone encounters. We're still on dial-up connection. Yeah, it's very bad. So I do apologise. So did you hear me last question, Christina?
No, I didn't. No, sorry.
Yeah, it was what experience of video production did you have before you started your channel?
Zero, nada, nothing whatsoever. I'm actually dreading myself. Like sometimes I download one of my oldest kind of videos, and they're so bad. It's just embarrassing, actually. They're shaky and there's no focus. You know, I'm not saying now they're excellent. I'm just, maybe just getting more kind of used to it and more experience on it, but it's a big learning curve, you know, to get the right sort of colors. And
So
I'll tell you what.
Sorry, Christina, go on.
Sorry, I'll tell you what inspired me. What's his name? Freddie. He is. Oh God, Freddie Goes Under or something like that. There was this program on the telly.
Yeah.
I think it was a famous baseball player. No. But anyway, and so I watched his programs, and his was kind of similar to what I do, and I thought, oh, I got some few tips from that, which literally by watching that program.
Yeah. So I noticed lately with your channel, you're doing a lot more vlogging and taking us around by the car than doing drone flying.
Yeah.
Is that because you got you can't fly over castles now and things like that in Ireland?
Unless, well, most castles, I think, most castles that are done up, they would be taken care of OPW, which is the Office of Public Works. And they didn't send me an email once asking, have I got a permission to fly over to one of the church room somewhere down the country. And I said, yes, I got a permission to fly, because I asked the manager, and the manager said to me, look, because I said, look, I'd like to take a drone footage. And then he said, yeah, no problem. I said, I just want to make sure there's no people in the castle itself, because there's all kind of like no roof. Obviously, you know, it's all open and all that. So they actually gave us the keys to because they had kind of gates locked. So they gave us the keys to go in and fly it over whatnot. So we did it. And then that was about it, because they just, OPW just said, look, you know, you can't be flying above the castles and etc. So I went into a radio show, which is called the Joe Duffy Show, which is the biggest kind of like radio in Ireland. And we had a discussion there, and obviously we come to a conclusion that OPW cannot stop you from flying, because it's in the airspace as such. So, which is obviously controlled by IAA, the Irish Aviation Authority.
Yeah.
So, but you know, I think like what I found out is that you have to actually just keep your distance, kind of like 30 meters away. So then you're fine. So.
Yeah, because that's my problem. When I go out around my area in Lincolnshire, I always ask. I always do things properly. I'm insured, but you know, they never give you permission. So now I don't even ask. Now I just go and fly, and that's it. Yeah. Because when you do it legally and asked, most people say no, you know, and I go, why? You know, because I'm flying at the required height. You know, I very rarely fly above 200 feet, and I never let it out the line of sight. So I'm, you know, I'm flying legally. So I'm pleased that the new rules are going to come in the UK next year, where people have got to be registered, because there's a lot of people who fly and don't take any notice of any of the rules.
Yeah, well, you see, there's also a biggest problem now that's coming in, because the drones are so available to everybody, and there's a lot of people that kind of abuse that situation. So they buy those for spy sort of purposes. So they go out and spy on other people's properties, and then, you know, what happens afterwards. Unfortunately, that's a lot of rural parts of Ireland have kind of suffered from that.
Yeah, yeah. So does your husband get involved in you making the videos, with you?
Very little. Whenever, let's say, we have a kind of longer weekend, or because it's a day job, so it's very rarely that he gets involved. And yeah. I wish he wouldn't get involved more, but you know, sometimes, let's say, in the middle of the week, I say, okay, today is a good weather, let's just go out, and so I just get out and about.
So out of all the videos that you've uploaded to your channel, which is your favorite?
Oh, a nice question, but actually I don't know. Oh gosh, I don't know.
Because I mean, you have uploaded quite a few videos, and I mean, some of the scenery. I mean, one that I particularly liked was the Wicklow Mountains National Park that you flew.
Oh yeah, yeah.
you know, because it's a beautiful area of the country of Ireland.
Yeah, it's such an open space as well. Like, you literally just get out there, you can drive there for hours around it. Like, they're big enough. There's a lot of climbers as well and all that sort of. I saw one day there's some parachuters as well, like, you know, parachuting with their parachutes. But didn't have my camera to even take a photograph of them. But yeah, that is a really beautiful area. I think some of the movies have been made there as well.
Yeah, because I enjoyed your series on where the movies were made. I thought that was an excellent series that you did on that.
Oh yeah, thanks.
Yeah, because you know, I mean, whoever I get to interview on it, I always research the channels and get to know, because you know, I didn't talk to you before we came on live at 10 o'clock or 5 to 10, wasn't it? So you know, I don't know anything about you, only your channel, you know, and I know you've done quite a few Q&A sessions. So, you know, I picked up that you were from Latvia and that you'd worked for Ryanair. So have you ever flown your drone in Latvia? Because I haven't seen any videos.
No, never. I did. I had to go over to Latvia there a while ago, last year, I think, or even maybe, I think it was last year. But I didn't bring my drone because at the time I had the Phantom, I think 3. Yeah. And it was just too big to carry on board. And like, if I had the Mavic at the time, I would have probably brought the Mavic. But Latvia is not maybe as scenic as Ireland. It's more kind of flat country. I think the highest mountain is like 117 meters. So that's like literally, it's like just kind of like a point and that's it. So it's mostly just kind of like lakes and it's beautiful, like, but you know, obviously winter time they get a lot of snow.
Yeah. So next time you go out then to Latvia, are you going to be taking the Mavic and do a few shots over there then?
Oh yeah, I'll bring the Mavic with me. Yeah. We were hoping to go to Lapland as well, and I thought I'll bring my Mavic with me, but it was just it's all seats are sold, so we can't even get onto it. So.
Oh God!
But anyway, it's always the next time.
Someone would have enjoyed that trip as well.
I'd say so. Yeah.
Yeah.
So how long have you been flying, Joe?
About same time as you, about 2 years. But I see. When I take the drone out, I believe in getting the aerial establishing shots and a few other shots with the drone, and then I've got a GH5 and I've got a Panasonic FZ1000 camera. So I tend to take a lot of ground shots and like if I'm filming a church from the air, I'll go inside the church and get shots inside the church and everything like that. But as I said before, the main problem with me flying is that I ask and everybody says no. I mean, so now I've decided I'm not going to ask. I'll just go ahead and film, and then if somebody comes up and says, "Oh, you can't fly," I'll just bring the drone down, and that's it. You know, because I think that's the best way. Because you know, I don't believe in breaking the rules, so I'm always going to fly safely because you know I'm getting on, and it's an hobby. I mean, I was in the video business. I used to do weddings, christenings, commercial jobs, and everything like that. So. I started in the video business in 1989. So wow. I've had a lot of years filming, but it's an
so you have a good eye for
yeah, and
so I just have a good eye for capturing.
yeah. I just wish that drones had been around 20 years ago, because the shots I could have got. You know, I mean, I did a wedding in Westminster Abbey.
Lovely.
I've done a wedding in just outside of Las Vegas on a ranch, and that was a beautiful setting. And I just wish I had a drone then to get the aerial shots. It would have made a big difference. But there, I've done weddings on HMS Belfast. I did one in County Cork. I forget whereabouts now. Many years ago.
Cork is a beautiful part of Ireland.
Yeah. I've travelled quite extensively doing weddings. You know, I've done quite a few in Europe and everything. So, really enjoyed those. So, how do you find vlogging now? Because
that's part of the fun, you know. So and it's just we just go as we go, and you know, there's nothing pre-scripted or written, you know, what we're gonna do or say. We go and like you say, we go to a location and we always find something what's there to talk about, or you know. So like I say, I always kind of do a little research when I go to these places, just to see what the place is about and to go and give more information about it, because I wasn't doing that for a while because I thought people would be bored, but actually people kind of asked me to include the information about the place, so I thought, okay, I'll include that as well. So
yeah,
well, then one thing you don't want to bore people either, like, you know, because I understand a lot of people enjoy the view because as much as I do, because I've never seen such a like rocky coastlines and you know, and oh, it's just I think the beautiful part of Ireland is up towards Ulster, which will be the north of Ireland kind of coast. So we're planning to go there as well. There's some sort of fort that's in the middle of a lake thing there as well. So, but like that would take maybe a day to travel there, and then with overnight and whatnot. So
yeah. So whereabouts in Ireland do you?
Dublin.
Dublin area. Yeah. I've been so 3 times. I think I've been to Dublin. Last time was St. Patrick's Day when I was over there, but that would be about 4 or 5 years ago, I think.
Oh goodness me, Patrick's Day, it's the busiest time I think in town ever.
Yeah.
So you can't pass through the streets, you know.
Yeah. So what's on your bucket list then? Where would you like to travel, or what would you like to do, or how would you like to? What other things would you like to see drones with? Better cameras?
Yeah, probably. Well, like I've said it before, I have traveled around Europe, so I wouldn't. Well, I mean, there's Italy is beautiful to go to, but if I was to go, probably Iceland, I'd love to visit. So I'd like to go to Iceland because it's gorgeous. So yeah, and obviously to get maybe a better sort of camera with better. No, I have a good camera. It's just maybe to get a better lens.
Yeah.
Lens, as you know. Lenses are so such a crazy money. Like it's just.
It's an expensive hobby.
Went to the drone show that takes place every year in Ireland, in Dublin.
Yeah.
There was one of the reporters from one of the national newspapers, and he showed me his camera, and I was just really like, his lens was like, I couldn't even hold it.
Yeah.
How heavy, how it's just what a photography is actually. When I looked through his lens, I was like, okay.
Yeah, we've got a vlog from the Boggin, Sweet Queen 1000, Jeanette Pickering, My World in OKC. So we've got, I think we've had about 10 viewers up to a maximum, because it's the wrong time of day this to do interviews, because normally I do my interviews on a night time about 9:30. You know, because I try and do one interview a week, because you're the 39th person or YouTube channel that I have interviewed. So, you know, and I appreciate you doing this because, I mean, your channel's got 16,000 subscribers. So you are up to date, one of my highest subscriber-based interviews that I've done. And it's just that
thank you so much for having me.
And I've followed your channel for about 14 months. I think I came across your channel 14 months ago. So I subscribed straight away. You know, I enjoy what you do, Kristen. And, you know, I think you've got you've got many attributes on your channel. You know, the scenery in Ireland is superb. You live in a great country. But I am enjoying your vlogging style now, where you do talk to the camera and explain where you are, which makes things a lot more interesting, because people enjoy the interactive. You know, I'm just surprised that you haven't done any live streaming.
Yeah, you see, the live streaming, it's a bit tricky because the time, like you said, the best time is to do in around 9 o'clock our time.
Yeah.
Time that I have to put my son to bed and all that. Then I just can't really talk loud. I don't have like a sort of set studio or a set separate room where I could do it. I don't know, maybe in future, you know. And I also know I can do it, a live stream from your drone.
Yeah.
Because all you see is just me flying it, and there's no talk or anything. So that's why it doesn't really work for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe in future.
Yeah, yeah. Well, this is it. You know, I mean, I don't know whether you follow Richard Parmisano, my grand, who lives in New Orleans. He's a drone flyer of the Standard 3, and
yeah.
he's been doing a few on a weekend. He's been doing a few live streams from the drone because you know I interviewed him a few months back. So he's another good channel to follow if you don't follow him. So besides drone, besides going out with your drone, what are your hobbies, Christina?
Well, that's really it. Like that's all. That I love photography, and I always have loved photography. And that it's not easy to catch a great photograph, or you know, like we went into Phoenix Park there last week, and how many photographs? Maybe over 100, and maybe 3 or 4 of them that came out actually nice. You know, so I love photography. That is my photography. That's my thing, and maybe that's why the drone kind of draw to me, because there's a camera and you can take a photograph, or you can just take a video of flight. So yeah, I mean that's my thing, is the photography. Yeah. I used to do a lot of ice skating as well, because that was just a part of the culture in Latvia. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, so you're a pretty good ice skater, are you then?
I mean, I haven't done it now. I don't know how many years now, but I'd say if I get back on it, I'd be probably okay if I got the right skates.
Yeah. So have you with your photography, have you got a Flickr site or anything like that where we can go and have a look at your photographs?
No, I haven't set up anything. You see, I'm still kind of trying to think and grow, and
yeah,
I'm maybe trying to think and to set up a website with all the photographs, and kind of giving a good deep thought to it. I have loads of photographs that I could share. So for the moment, it's just like Instagram, Facebook.
Yeah. Yeah. So you have.
I really like to.
Yeah. So you couldn't type your Instagram page in the chat window, could you? Or anybody who could follow you on there?
I don't know if you're going to lose me there now, but let me just. What is it?
If you chat,
what is it? Drone Girl
chat window. I'll give you a wrench, and then you can put anything in then.
Yeah, I know it's Drone Girl 1.
Oh, Drone Girl 1.
That's the. Yeah.
So if anyone wants to follow her on Instagram, Drone Girl 1.
Now, I was also thinking maybe to create a calendar about all the sceneries and drone shots that I've taken. So, but I don't have enough for this year. So, because most of the places, when I get out, I actually forget to take a decent photograph from the drone, you know, because you just get so overwhelmed with the beautiful place, and you go, "Wow, look at this! This is gorgeous."
Yeah, yeah. So definitely do a calendar for next year with all your drone photographs. Yeah, because I think you could sell that through YouTube or through a website.
Yeah. I just
have
to do a bit more research on it.
Yeah. So out of all the channels that you follow, who would you say is one of the best drone channels around to date?
There's actually quite a few of them that are very good, and like they're so professional that you just. I think that's how I probably picked up some of the tips from those, but I think they kind of have gone quiet. There's one that's I can't remember her name now. She's in South Africa. Gosh, Ben, Mr. Ben or something like that. His name, I think, is Mr. Ben. He does a lot of traveling along with his girlfriend. She's from South Africa, so those two channels obviously are connected to each other, you know. So when she goes to, the only thing is that I kind of have left a message for them to say, look, whenever the girlfriend goes out to, I can't remember her name, to South Africa, she should bring his drone with her, and like, South Africa is so beautiful as well. But yeah, I mean, that's the only one kind of have come across that. I mean, there's a lot more. There's that many channels, and it's just spend that much time on YouTube.
Yeah. So do you follow Patrick Conlon from Ireland as well on your?
Patrick
Conlon.
I've never heard of it. Sorry, I'll check him out.
I interviewed him about 4 weeks ago. So if you check my playlist, he's from Ireland. He does a live stream review of drone channels.
Okay.
I think it's on a Friday or on a Sunday. I can't remember which now.
Okay.
But
I'll definitely check it out.
I can't remember where he lives now, but I had an interesting conversation with him. I don't know whether you know Ken Heron, do you?
Yeah, of course, yes. I did. He sent me.
I've got an interview with him lined up, so you know, because I do all different types of channels, because I look at quite a lot of other people's videos. I'm not just into droning. I like comedy. I like live streaming. I like travel channels. I like vlogging channels. So, you know, my interest is, I just like talking to people. Oh, we've got Tim Simpson on as well. He's a video man from New Zealand. He's got a drone as well. Brilliant. So if you haven't subscribed to Tim Simpson's, go over and subscribe, because he's a great guy. I'm trying to fix up an interview with Tim as well sometime.
Okay.
So,
I hope the weather is nice in New Zealand, Tim.
Yeah. So looking back on your videos as well, one interesting fact I found out was you're into F1 motor racing as well. You enjoy watching that, and you would like to go to one.
Yes, we follow Fernando Alonso, who is not doing great at all. It's just he hasn't got a great car. So before the opening of the year, they said, "Oh, we've got a beautiful engine that's going to go fast." And I just said it to Dave, my husband. I said, "Look, don't put your hopes up too high, because I don't think it will be standards." And of course, Lewis Hamilton won again. I don't know. I mean, because Alonso he's a great driver. Dave was the one who started. Obviously, he's been following Formula One for years. So because he was watching the Formula One, so I just kind of like I said, I love technology, so so that's just kind of draw to me, you know, to see how it works and how they take angles, and I love driving as well. My driver for my driving test, my instructor was a former racer.
Yeah.
He taught me kind of like at different angles how to drive and all that, and what to watch out, let's say on a blind spot, how to watch shadows and etc. So yeah, so I love motor sports as well. So the racing would be the Formula One is, you know, the speed that they go through corners and all that.
Yeah. So have you been to any Formula One?
No, I would like to go to the UK one, but you see, they said like that you can go out there, but you won't be able to see the cars passing by, because all you hear is just the noise.
Yeah.
Then you get the sort of same effect as you're watching at home and on the screen. But of course, it's a different experience to get out there. Jenson Button was one year in Dublin, driving his Formula One through the Dublin city streets. So they closed the whole city for the day. So you could just hear the noise. You couldn't see him coming. You just go. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, that's all right. That
So all you
happens.
saw was.
I'm always getting.
Zip by, and you was like, where'd they go? You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'd love to probably go to Monaco for the Formula One.
Oh yeah, that's the place to go see Formula One. I always.
And bring the drone with me.
So, you know, when you go out flying, then, Christina, do you use any apps to show whether you are allowed to fly? You know, comes up with restricted areas or anything like that? Because, you know,
I don't have an app, but I know there are apps that you can use. I just literally check out the IAA website.
Yeah.
It may not be up to date or whatnot, so that's why I don't the apps. But what I use is I just go onto the IAA website, which is the Irish Aviation Authorities, and I check out and see if that area is okay, and most of it is.
Yeah.
You know.
So
obviously we can't.
On your trips round and about flying your drone, have you been recognised?
You see, I go early in the morning and I go to these remote places. I sort of, just literally go out and literally spend whatever it is, 20 minutes of the flight and come home. Yeah, a few times I have been if it kind of, but you see, most flights take place very early. People are still in bed.
Yeah. So, where did you say your next trip is then? Out?
I don't know actually. We'd like to go to Ulster.
Yeah.
Which is the Northern Ireland part of it. So we'll see. The Christmas holiday is now coming in, so we'll probably make a trip up there. But and you see, all depends on the weather.
Yeah. So, what other places of interest would you like to fly your drone in Ireland?
Any sort of coastal areas, anything like that. If there's a little castle ruin or something at the edge of the cliff, which is very hard to find. I think most of you guys have it in the UK.
Yeah, because this is a problem, you know. I mean, because my area where I live is flat, you know. I know I've got the wall, but there aren't that many interesting places to fly in Lincolnshire because it's a rural farming community. So you know that's one of the difficulties I have, because really to find good coastal flying, I've got to go about an hour and a half up to the Yorkshire cliffs, you know, at Bempton and Scarborough and Bridlington and that area and Cumbria. So I'm always trying to think of places where I can fly that would be of interest to people.
We see all these lovely places. You have to travel, and that's, you know, time is everything as well. You know, like if there were more hours in a day, I would really appreciate it. But it's such a time-consuming sort of hobby.
Yeah.
Because we go out and say an hour and a half on a trip.
Yeah, RC Funds Diversion said, "Is Drone Girl here?" Yes, she is. She's on the other end of this conversation. And what, you know, I feel honoured to interview Drone Girl.
Kindness. You're too kind. You're too kind.
Yeah. Well, you've got a brilliant channel. You know, I mean, everything you put up, uploaded to YouTube is really worth watching. You know, and I advise anyone to go back and look at past uploads on YouTube, because where she lives, the area Ireland, is a wonderful country to view from the air. And RC Funds Diversion says, "I love her accent." Yes, so do I. Ron Miles says she has a great channel. So yeah. Oh, we're back up to 7 viewers. So, but hopefully we'll get a lot more viewers on this. You know, I'm hoping some of your subscribers will come over and say hello to me.
Yes, I'll tell them to check out your channel.
Yeah.
Your interviews, because it's out there lovely.
Yeah, because I'm only a small channel, you know, and I do try to get some big ones. I keep on at Casey Neistat to have an interview. Never gets back to me. Fun for Louis. I keep on asking him. He never gets back. Sawyer Hartman. He's another big channel. Never gets back. Who else have I asked? No end of them. You know, I send out emails to them, and you are the only one who's got over 6,000 subscribers that's ever got back to me and said yes.
Oh, well, thank you. I'm just trying to be nice to people, you know, that's all, you know, so that's just part of me, you know. Yeah, well, yeah.
That's what it's all about, Christina, that
yes,
people getting to know each other, because the community that I am in on my YouTube channel, you know, a lot of them do live streaming like Granny Monster, Dark Matter, Cab 7, Random Life Productions, Pixie's channel, you know, Tim Simpson. They're all great channels that I watch and I try to support, because all right, I've only just got about 1,150 or thereabout subscribers, but out of that, only 10% really support me, you know, by watching my videos, commenting on my videos.
Yeah.
It's like you. I always try to comment on every one of your videos, because that's showing support for you, you know, and that's what I think. If you've got a good base, a good support group, your channel will grow, you know. And you are what, 3,500 or 3,200 or somewhere away from reaching that magical figure of 10,000. Because when you reach that, then you can go into YouTube creator facilities in London. I don't know whether they've got any in Ireland, have they?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, because if
it is all about community and keeping in touch with your viewers, and I try to respond comments. I try my best, you know. So you know, because if they're taking time to write down a message for me, obviously I'll take my time to respond. You know.
Yeah.
So.
Because that's the hardest part as your channel grows. It's very difficult to keep in contact with all of your subscriber base, because you know, you get that many videos to look at every day, and it's an impossibility to watch every one.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So that's why I try and include in my videos some of the comments that people have left, you know. So obviously you can't read all of those comments, but like, you know, just kind of randomly select. And yeah, we just set up in a tent. That's little Buzzy's tent, and yeah, we just the reason I moved out in the garden from the house was because the camera kept, so I had to kind of go outside, and the camera works fine, so and read the comments.
Yeah, are you still using the Sony camera then for vlogging?
It's a camcorder we have.
Yeah, the Sony one then, is it? Or
hold on, I'll show you. Yeah. Sorry about this. Sorry about that. I'm okay. Sorry about that. Look, there's the camera.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And but what mic? Is that the Rode mic that you've got? Yeah, it's the Rode mic. Yeah.
Like, yeah. So it just opens like that, and see. So it's very handy, this one.
Yeah. So you have got some equipment there then with the how many drones have you still got? Your DJI Phantom series then?
Phantom 4, we still have it, yes, but we're about to sell it because we're not using it anymore. So it's been sitting in a box for so long, so what's the point in having it, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's gonna go now. So we're just gonna keep them Mavic at the moment. So
yeah,
God only knows, DJI will probably come out with something really nice next year, and then the temptation kicks in, you know, and then you start saving up your pennies.
so quite a few of your videos, you had a Yuneec
Q500.
Yeah. How did you find that?
Yeah, well, yeah, we saw and it's quite a big. It's like a bird actually, because when it takes off, it looks like a bird. I enjoyed it. That took maybe 5 minutes to connect with the transmitter and the drone. So from that point of view, it was just very annoying to connect. But once it was in open air, it was very reliable. But then again, sometimes you would lose connection, so we lose the camera. So then you have to fly back to get the connection and fly out again. So yeah, it was good, and you know. But then we got when we went to the drone show. So we saw their newest edition for the Typhoon H series. So they sent us over to test flight for a month, but I think we ended up for 6 months or something like that to have it. So they sent it over from the UK. I liked the H, but they still hadn't kind of properly resolved the same again, you know, the connection. I think it's because they're using a Wi-Fi connection to the drone, not as reliable as the DJI used, the Russian satellites and whatnot. So yeah.
So I think we'll finish the interview here then, because in the first place you said you didn't want to go too long because of little playing upstairs. So I appreciate you coming on, Christina. Really enjoyed talking to you and getting to know you as a person. I look forward to following your channel. I thank everybody.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, and I thank everybody who has been in on the chat window. Hope you've subbed to each other, and you've all subbed to Christina, Drone Girl, as we look forward to watching more of your videos of Ireland in the future.
So thank you so much for having me this morning. Thank you. I really appreciate it.
Okay then.
And I wish you the very best of luck in your. And if you like to do one more, maybe I don't know, another one sometime next year after Christmas or whatnot, and see how you get on, we can do it again sometime.
Yeah. Well, what I was thinking about, Christina, was getting a few drone people in together and do a live stream.
Yeah.
One night at about 9ish, or what time would be beneficial to you on a night time? What time do you put Little to bed?
Probably about 8, the latest.
So if I did a live stream about 7 o'clock for an hour, then one night, because I'd like him to join in a bit, you know, because he is a big part of your life, and we can all get to meet him. I bet he'd enjoy it. Yeah. So in the new year, then I'll arrange something like that with a few other drone channels, and then we can have a I can hear a good chat. So I'm going to say cheerio.
Okay.
So thanks a lot, everybody.
Thanks a million. Thank you.